the night I had my heart attack, and I was at home by myself. I had my two kids, and we were getting ready for a party to have that weekend. And I was giving the girls a bath, so they were both in the tub playing, and I'd run downstairs and I'd weed whack real quick for a couple minutes, and then I'd run back up, make sure they were all right, come back down, move some stuff around, and my arm started going numb, and I kind of brushed it off. Just thinking, there's nothing really going on here. It's just I'm overexerting myself. And after probably 10 minutes or so, it finally started setting in with me that something wasn't right. And I could feel it in my chest. I was, sweating profusely. I was having a hard time breathing. So I got the girls out of the tub, so I knew they were good. And then all of a sudden it just hit me like you jumped in front of a Mack truck. The pain, like you can't even imagine. I've had multiple broken bones and fractures, and gotten into accidents with four-wheelers, and you can just add all that pain up into one, and it still doesn't even compare to the amount of pain that you have having a Widowmaker. And not everybody has that. Some people don't even have a sign. Some people only have heartburn when they're having it. But I'm one of the ones that had severe pain, luckily. And luckily, I'm one of the 1% that survived. I called my wife, told her that she needed to get home quickly. She called the neighbors. The neighbors came down and stayed with my kids. My mother-in-law's boyfriend came down and picked me up in his truck, and I was just screaming at him in pain to drive. We headed towards Augusta Hospital. On the way, he called the ambulance and met us by Uncle Henry's on 17. I jumped in with them and pretty much went from Augusta Hospital right straight to Portland to the operating table, where I had 100% blockage in one artery. I had 90% in another and 60% in another two. And all of it stemmed from bad genetics, where my heart just let go at 38 years old. Everybody said, well, it must have been, the most terrifying time. But at the moment, it just happened so fast, you don't have time to think about it. You're just in so much pain that you're just trying to deal with it to get to the hospital, that you don't even think about the outcome or what's going on, because they keep you in the dark. They don't tell you. They told my wife, she was in the front seat with the paramedics, and they told her what was going on, so she knew that I had a very slim chance. But they wouldn't, and I asked them on the ride down in between where I could actually talk, and they would just say, we're doing our best to keep you alive, and you're doing a great job, and Delta Ambulance, those guys were awesome. They did their job, and I really appreciate it. Down to the Portland Hospital, they brought me into the operating room, right onto the table. They were trying to be gentle. They were trying to save my clothes, and I just screamed at them. I said, cut them all off. I don't care. And finally, they're like, okay, thank you. And scissors came out, and next thing you know, I'm stripped down and holding onto an armrest saying, don't move. This is very crucial. And I just closed my eyes and screamed, and I passed out. I ended up coding on the table a couple times. And when I came to, I was in ICU. And I ended up staying in ICU for 2 days because I couldn't have my heart, it wouldn't stay up to beat. So I kept dropping off, calling AFib. And luckily, after 6 days, I was in the hospital total. They were able to go in and put a second stent in my heart on the other artery because I was too weak to try it any other time. And lo and behold, 1 year later to the day, unbeknownst to me, from a text from my wife that morning, that the big day happened almost to the hour. It was quite emotional at the time, and I didn't really think about it much when we were there, but everything just came together. And when I got that message that morning, happy 1 year anniversary, and hope you guys have the best of luck today. I said it all came together, and it was a great group of guys, best friends, cousins. I'll never change it for the world.